In an era where the convergence of youth potential and information and communication technology, ICT, has the power to revolutionize socioeconomic development and foster inclusive growth. As we gather here for the second National Student Economics Debate, it is imperative to delve into how we can harness these elements to pave the way for a brighter future. The digital age has heralded transformative changes across all spheres of life, from communication to commerce, from education to entertainment. Digitization has left an indelible mark. As we navigate this landscape, it is crucial to recognize that technological innovation has the potential to reshape the very fabric of our economies. However, this potential can only be fully realized when we ensure that the benefits of this progress are accessible to all. Ladies and gentlemen, our greatest asset in this journey towards inclusive development is our youth. The energy, creativity, and dynamism they bring to the table can be a driving force for economic progress. By providing the right education, skills, and opportunity, the Ministry of Education can and are empowering the youth to become catalysts for change. As future leaders and innovators, they possess the ability to disrupt traditional industries, create new ones, and contribute to sustainable economic growth. Education is the cornerstone of progress. In a world where knowledge is at our fingertips, we must equip our youth with the skills needed to navigate the complexities of the digital age and space. Incorporating computer science and digital literacy into our education system is no longer a luxury, but a necessity. Kenya's efforts to promote digital skills through training, as those carried in the Kenya National Libraries, promoting collaborations with telecoms to provide affordable digital devices, and setting up Wi-Fi spots across the country by the Ministry of ICT in collaboration with the Ministry of Education among students are commendable, and we must continue to invest in such initiatives to bring the digital divide. Ladies and gentlemen, ICT has broken down barriers and brought opportunities to even the remotest corners of the world. The e-education, which enable any person to consume knowledge from across the world at their comfort, to e-commerce platforms that enable small businesses to reach global markets, to telemedicine services that provide healthcare to underserved communities. ICT has opened doors that were once unimaginable. For inclusive development, it is imperative that we harness these advances to uplift marginalized populations and provide them with a chance to participate in the digital economy. Innovation is the livelihood of economic progress. As we nurture the potential of our youth, we must also create an ecosystem that fosters innovation. This involves providing mentorship, access to resources, and a supportive regulatory environment for startups and entrepreneurs. By doing so, we can amplify the impact of technological breakthroughs and drive sustainable economic growth. Ladies and gentlemen, while the potential is immense, we cannot overlook the challenges that come with this transformative journey. Digitization, if not managed carefully, can exacerbate inequality. The digital divide between urban and rural areas and between different socioeconomic groups can widen if left unchecked. Privacy and cybersecurity concerns also loom large as we become increasingly reliant on digital platforms. It is our responsibility, therefore, to address these challenges head-on by ensuring that the benefits of the digital age are enjoyed by all. In conclusion, as we gather here for the second National Student Economics Debate, we must recognize that the fusion of youth potential and ICT is a recipe for inclusive and accelerated socioeconomic development. Kenya's role in promoting digital skills is commendable, but the journey does not end here. It is up to all of us to champion digital literacy, innovation, and inclusivity. Let us work together to ensure that the digital age becomes a beacon of hope, driving us towards a future where economic progress knows no bounds, and where the advantages of the youth and the power of the technology unite to uplift societies as a whole. I now wish to declare the second National Students' Economics Debate by the Kenya Economic Students Association, KESA, officially open, and I wish you fruitful deliberations. Thank you, and God bless you all. Okay, thank you.
Another round of applause for her.
Thank you very much. That was the representative of the Principal Secretary, Higher Education and Research, State Department of Higher Education and Research. Tunataka kumpigia makofi kwa namna fulani na kutuma ujumbe na mrudishie Daktari Nyangala kwamba tumeshukuru sana kuja kwako na kuwakilishwa katika huu mkutano. Makofi yenyewe yatakuwa ni yale ya kisiasa moja. So I want to take this opportunity to invite the keynote speaker so that our chief guest has the opportunity to also listen in to that keynote speech by Dr. Ogada. Speaker to speak.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Merudi.
Once again, good morning. I have been reminded that I'll get to introduce myself a bit more in terms of who I am, where I come from, and perhaps why I'm here. I will respond to those three calls almost immediately. By name, I'm Achieng Elisha Ogada. Achieng Elisha comes from Ombe County, West Karachuonyo Ward. In a small village called Kakidimu. That's where I come from. I serve at Egerton University as a lecturer in the Department of Mathematics. I am an applied mathematician in the area of mathematical image processing. But outside that, I have tried to cultivate myself to do a few other things, including in the arena of mentoring and evaluation, development evaluation, policy formulation, and a bit of gender issues. So I'm not only an applied mathematician, there's so many other codes that I wear outside the ambit of applied mathematics. So that's where I serve. I am here this morning, ladies and gentlemen, to, among other things, speak within of the current concern, which is fostering economic progress of the platform, digital age, or digital technology. But before I read my speech, which I prepared because of time, I am fully aware that nearly 90% of the gathering here is you. And because of that, I'll take a few minutes to get certain things out of the way. What I will refer to as some measure of what I call housekeeping measures. Because of the composition of the assembly I have before me. Please, where I come from, as I've been able to indicate, when our mothers bring forth children, the entire village is thrown into a celebration of some kind. There's excitement in the village, there's ecstasy in the village, there's jubilation in the village, and everybody is happy. In fact, we say in contemporary terms that the family of so and so has been blessed by to win a bouncing baby girl and a bouncing baby boy. People bring gifts. In those days, people used to bring napkins. These days, they bring diapers. Some bring chicken to be spread for the young mother, for the new mother, that is. And all manner of gifts flow because a new member of the family has been brought forth. Everybody say, if I come to say, so and so family has been blessed with a like. But you see, something happens to the small baby. A few years down the line, let's say 5 years down the line, and the baby is not walking, the baby has no teeth, and the baby is not talking. 5 years down the line, the baby that I home through the entire village in celebration, into happiness, in ecstasy, is not walking, no teeth, no talking. Do you think the village is still bringing gifts? Do you think so? If after 5 years the baby has no teeth, you're a parent of this child, the baby is not walking, and the baby is not talking, do you think people will still bring gifts? Certainly no. Why? Even the children in the neighborhood, the parents begin to instruct them, don't go to work in a so and so. The very place that a few years ago attracted people with gifts and all manner of happiness, the parents begin to say, something's wrong. Don't go to work in a so and so. Why? The reason is none of us and nobody would want to associate with any process, anything that does not manifest growth and development. No one wants to be associated, want to be near, none to be close to any process or anything that associates to associate and manifest growth and development. And so as we're here, the students of the university, among others who might be guests here, please 4 years after your presence here, your village, yourself, your parents, the nation of Kenya, your church members, your group members, the members of the association are expecting that we have grown and developed in some nation. That's number one. If after 5 years here, you are still the very same person who came from the village, You are the same person who joined here last year. None of these people here will want to post because there's no growth and development. Number 2, please. Remember that youth does not last forever. Today we are talking to members or probably guests to the session of Kenyan Economic Association or something, who are youthful in their 20s, in their early 30s, and sometimes even in their late 30s or below 40. But remember, youth does not last forever. In 1995, I did my KCSE in some small school in Obe County. Today, many years down the line, I am not as youthful as I was in 1995. So many things have happened. A lot of metamorphosis has taken place, and I'm not a change in Aisha Gaga that was in 1995 in KCSE. You can see something involved. This is your season, this is your occasion, and nobody will take it from you. Please take the occasion to invest in your youth. Take this occasion to invest in your youth. Pack as much energy as you can in that youth, that when you get to my age, or the age of the professor here, then you can tap from that investment to turn things around. Because you are being prepared for the job market, always remember that the job market will place value on you only on about 3 scores. After this, everybody wants to go out there and face the job market. You want to go out there and tarmac. You want to go out there and demonstrate what you have. You want to go out there and show what you have beyond the transcript, beyond the certificate, beyond the CV. The market there will place value on you only on 3 scores. Number 1, please. The ability to do that which you claim you can do. You see, when jobs are advertised, they are all manner of minimum requirements, and people submit their CVs. The CV is a testament as to what you claim you can do, and nobody knows what they can do, everything is in a CV until the day of the interview, when you're being interrogated. The ability to do that which the certificate, that which the CV claims you can do. The ability. And that has to do with competence. If you are an economics graduate, how much economics do you have in you? Are you able to sustain conversations and debates in economics? Are you abreast of the current conversations that are proceeding in the arena of economics? How well versed and informed are you? And are you able to communicate the same? The ability to do that which you claim you can do. Number 2. Number 2. You see, there is that arena of competence. There is that arena of competence. But again, competence is not only the only thing there. There is also the demand for that which you have in you. The ability to do that you can do, but there's also what? The demand for that which you claim you can do. It's the demand and supply that determine prices, or cost of things. How marketable or how much demand is there for that which you hold? How much value have you been able to add in that which you have to make it marketable? add value to that which you have. That which Marseille University or any university has placed in you. To what extent have you been able to add value to it and create demand for that which you have in yourself? And number 3 is the degree to which it is difficult or easy to replace you at the place of work or the market. That which you have you sufficiently added value to it to make yourself so difficult to replace in the render of service and solution provision? Are you the kind of person that gets to a place of work and people say, I wish so and so was here? Or you're part of a group, even in class, and the group may say, this one, if so and so was here. Are you the kind of person that can be replaced anytime? Because if you can be replaced anytime, even the amount of money that's going to be paid for you for the service can also be something anyhow. But when it becomes difficult to replace you, that which you say is what is. You cost what you cost. There is no sale because of the reality of the skill that you have and the excellence and competence with which you can do that which you claim you can do. Remember that each one of us is here. That at the end of the process, whatever you do, you want to translate it into money, isn't it? We want to finish school. If you're here as a youth, you want to get a job, earn a salary, and begin changing circle of the family back home or the circle of the nation. But also remember, of the 3 that have been able to mention, that money is a function of only 3 things. Please, a mathematician. Money is a function of only 3 things. Anytime these 3 things combine properly or progressively, the result must be money. Anytime. 1 is time. The other one is energy. And the last one is skill. Opportunity is a composite function of time. So don't put among these 3. Anytime these 3 variables combine properly, the result must be money. 1 is time, the other one is energy, and the other one is skill. In anything that you put your skill to it, that you apply your energy to it, and commit time to it, the result must be money. You have more than I have, or I have more than you have, to the varying degree in terms of how we combine these 3 variables. That will make the difference. But remember something else, which I want to draw from the first book of the Bible. Allow me to reference, please. In the first chapter, first verse and verse 2 of Genesis, the Bible says that in the beginning, God created heaven and the earth. And it says, the earth was without form, darkness prevailed upon the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the waters. And then it says, and then God said, let there be. And the first thing was light. There are many other lights that are down the first side, but there is first light. And then God proceeds from there and said, let there be the first day, and becomes and was good. Let there be the second day, and becomes and was good. Let there be the third day, and it was good. Then he moves like that at the 6th day and said that let us now make man. Let us now make man in our image and likeness. God has been doing things up there, and getting to the 6th day, now they want to sit down and create something that looks like them, isn't it? Let us now create man in our image and likeness. I remind you again, I am a mathematician. In the image, in our image means that which will look like us. That which will look like us. In our likeness, that will function like we function. And so God sits down with this panel, and they want to create something, a human being called man, that we look like them and function like them. The question then is, if God is going to be making something that looks like him and function like him, how is this thing going to function? And the template that there is God has been saying things into existence, isn't it? And so he blesses this thing called man with a mouth, so that man, by way of communication, will also be speaking things into order. And so God gives you a mouth. Please allow me to remind you that the mouth that you have, God did not give it to you just for food and petty gossip. Always remember that that mouth that you have, God did not give it to you just for food, for ingestion, and for petty gossip. God gave you the mouth. The word mouth comes from the Greek word stoma. Stoma means edge. Your life will always be headed in the direction of your mouth. God gave you that mouth to chart your course in life. What you speak is what you get. The reason why I brought that bit is this. I have told you that money is a function of skill, energy, and time. Of those three things that determine money, God has been very gracious. That as you come from your mother's womb, from the factory of God, and arrive on the shores of this earth, God has really prevailed two of them, 2/3 of those advantages. God, you come here, and all of us has got 24 hours of a day. None of us has got less. And there's nothing your parent, even the university or even the president of Kenya, can do about it. As you come here, your parent cannot tell you that you, so and so, you're very stubborn. From today henceforward, you'll have 12 hours. And this one, you pay me so much, from you, I'll give you 28. And this one, I'll give you 30. The parent has nothing to do about it. All of us, even those people who are so wicked, all of them have got 24 hours. Number 2, energy. The parent can only give you food. In fact, they can even distinguish. So and so is stronger than so and so and so and so. But there's nothing they can do about it. So as you come here packaged with time and energy advantage. But remember, on that score, on the skill score, as you come, because you're not been the first one, you are not Adam, you are not Eve. There are men and women who are sent ahead of you, like myself, like a lecturer who was sitting here. They came ahead of you, and there are others who also came back before them to prepare them for you, so that when you come to a certain university or an academic institution like this, there are men and women who have been raised by God's providence to put skill into you. So when you live here, all the variables that you need to make a living, you already have it. Lastly, before I end my speech, I want to tell you, and what I'm about to say might offend the DVC, that university environment is just like any other market out there. The university environment is just like any other what? Any other market. When you go out there to buy meat at the butchery, you are sitting on this side of the counter. The butchery fellow is on the side of the counter with his meat. And your interests are not symbiotic. Always remember. And I'll tell you how. When you're on this side, your interest is not to give the butchery guy the money in your hand. What you want is the meat. In fact, if there can be some confusion at the counter, that they cut the meat and give you, you walk away with the money. Because you didn't go there to give the money. You went there to give the meat, to get the meat. The butchery fellow on the other side, his interest is this money you're having. In fact, that's why you're always fighting over the bones. Because he wants the meat to remain whole there, to attract others like you. If you can find a means and a way of cutting small, in fact, you will see them, they are going for some pieces on the counter, not the main one. Because the main one must remain whole to attract others. And they're always fighting. Kwa nini unaweka bones mingi? Hata hii ni sawa. because the interest is to get your money. And so your interest and the one of the butchery guy is not the same. That's to a good degree. For a student and the university is almost the same. Once you pay your fees from home to the university that Maseno is, or the university that you're coming from, know that it is a responsibility of the student to redeem the currency. Know that it's a responsibility of the student to redeem the convenience. Know that it's a responsibility of the student to redeem the hopes of a parent in that money. In fact, if you give your money to the university and you're not going to class, the university doesn't lose. They'll wait for you until the time for the exams, and then you fail. When you fail, to take a receipt, there's another fee. Then you fail the receipt, you get a second one, another fee. They can't tell you, hey, now you failed for so long, this one here, we shall give you for free. And when you fail sufficiently, they'll give you a retake, another fee. So it is up to you as a student to make sure that in any process where you invest your money, it is your responsibility to redeem that money. If you knew to come to Maseno University and not study, you would have asked your parents or your guardians or whoever is behind you to give you that money, that you may use it to buy a motorbike or buy something else and do business instead of roasting it here. Please redeem time as a youth. Redeem time. Once you are here, redeem time. Once you're part of the assembly, please, coming from here, go back home and redeem time. Remember that success at the end of the day is impacting your environment with investment of personality. At the end of the day, remember, success is not measured in terms of what you have, you don't have. If you invest in being who you are, will make you have. Success is impacting your environment with the investment of your personality. How do you invest in yourself? Please, if you have the time to read, because this is where you are, please read. Read. And I say read. There are many benefits to reading as part of self-investment, personal investment. Number one, it is only in reading that you have the opportunity to live once again and share time with your patriarchs and ancestors. You may not have lived in the time of our friends like Tomboya Joseph or coming from Rusinga. You may not have lived in the time of President Moi or President Kenyatta. But through reading and their works, you can once again share time with them and know the kind of civilizations that were there. So it's only one of the ways, it's only through reading that you can share once again and live in the time of your ancestors and know. Because you know why that is important. Without history, there is no vision. Without history, you might never know what to correct. Without history, you might never know what to enhance. Without history, you can never know what to improve. And so without history, there is no vision. Number two, reading helps us to be able to expand our outlook on life and to share in the thoughts and experience of others. Your own experience and outlook changes. Number three, reading helps us to be able to learn how to organize our thoughts. As you read how others have organized their thoughts in the very thing you're reading, you also learn to organize your own thoughts. And number four, reading helps us to be able to expand and improve our communication skills. I always tell my students when I find time that English remains the international language of commerce, academy, and industry. And for as long as we're in this Kenya, English remains so. I am fully aware of the challenges that people experience in terms of being proficient in the speaking of English language or writing of it. But by constant reading, we learn to improve on our communication skills. I have seen students in this part of lecturing. I've been started at the university as a lecturer since 2002. And I've seen so many things happen. You will find students who only interact with books. Their partner interaction is only book. They never get to speak to others. And at the end of the academic period, they have got a powerful second upper, they have got a powerful first class, but they cannot talk. So year in, year out, they are tamacking looking for jobs. And people think the problem is in the transcript. People think the problem is in the CV. The problem is in the ability to communicate. Because they cannot defend that which is resident of their transcripts. So when you appear before an interviewing panel, and you sit on the other side and you're being interviewed, questions are being raised. And you're being asked questions. And the manner in which your family, the interviewing panel, they look at the transcript before them, they look at you, they look at the transcript before them and certificate, they look back at you and ask themselves, between this certificate and the first year cross, who is a fraud? Because this fellow cannot talk. Very sterling and sparkling CV and certificate and transcript, but this human being here cannot defend the content of the transcript. Please, as you read to improve on your communication ability. And lastly, it is only through reading that you can visit distant civilizations without the burden of physical transport. You don't have to go to America to know what's happening in America. You don't have to be in China physically to know what's happening in China. It is through reading that you can transport yourself into that arena, that environment, and learn things there without the burden of passport and the burden of physical transport. Please read. Invest in yourself. And this is the time. That when you go out there looking for a job, and people are still looking for jobs, then you will have developed yourself to a level where you're so versatile. You can do this, do the other one, do this other one here, do this other one here, and be able to make a living. So, investing, impacting your environment with investment of your personality. Number 2 is influencing others to aspire to things that inspire you, like what I'm doing now. If you can build yourself in the locality where you come from, that you're able to be used as an example, and a progressive one, that you're able to inspire others to things that inspire you, that's success. That's what Christ did. That's what Paul did. That's what many others did. Inspiring others to aspire to things that inspire you. You develop yourself into an individual where people can say, why don't you be like so and so? So and so is my mentor. When you say that so and so is your mentor, it is the degree to which they have invested themselves that has impressed you. So, develop yourself to have the capacity to be able to influence others, even by way of product innovation, to influence others to aspire to things that inspire you. Number 3, and the last one, is getting to an environment and being challenged by the difficulties and the challenges there, and you move to make the environment better than you found it. And that's where you also come in. When you left home to come here, each one of us, each morning as I leave home, I turn back and check at the family and ask myself, where I am going? How will what I'm going to get from there change the circumstances back home? Where I come from, we say that a child who, when he or she is on her way to school, does not stop at the gate and look at the compound. That child cannot help the family. That child cannot help the family. Because as this child goes to school, the current image of the family is not on their minds. So they don't care. They are not purposeful, they are not intentional, they are not deliberate, they are not committed. Because there's nothing back at home that challenges them. because they never turned back to look at the parents, to look at the family, even the residents, to begin to find out this one, where I am going, how will it change the circumstances of the family. If you can be so moved by your presence here and you're asking, how will what I'm getting from this assembly, from this conversation, change me hereafter? Those are the constituents of success. I will move from there because of time and now read my speech. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are here to talk about a topic that's at the forefront of our rapidly evolving world, and that is fostering economic progress in a digital age. We live in an era where digital technology has fundamentally transformed the way we live, the way we work, and the way we interact. It has presented us with both incredible opportunities and complex challenges, and it's crucial that we harness the potential of the digital age to drive economic growth and prosperity. First and foremost, the digital age has brought about unprecedented opportunities for economic advancement. The proliferation of internet, mobile service devices, and data-driven technologies has created a global marketplace, enabling businesses of all sizes to reach a broader audience and expand their markets. It has allowed entrepreneurs and innovators to develop new solutions, products, and services that can meet the ever-evolving needs of consumers. Moreover, the digital age has empowered individuals through increased access to education, online job opportunities, and remote work, transcending geographical boundaries. It has created a more flexible and dynamic workforce, promoting inclusivity and diversity. This empowerment is a driving force behind economic progress, as a well-educated and skilled population is a critical asset for any nation. In addition, the digital age has given rise to a data-driven economy. The ability to collect and analyze and derive insight from vast amounts of data has revolutionized decisions. In industries, companies can make data-informed decisions, tailor products to customer preferences, and operate more efficiently, leading to increased productivity and profitability. In a digital age, data is indeed the new currency. However, embracing the digital age and fostering economic progress also presents us with the challenges that require careful consideration and responsible governance. Issues such as cybersecurity, data privacy, and digital divide are issues that we must address. We must ensure that the benefits of the digital age are accessible to all, regardless of the socio-economic status or geographical location. Moreover, we need to prepare our workforce for the future. We must invest in education and reskilling programs to equip individuals with digital skills necessary for jobs of tomorrow. As artificial intelligence and automation continue to advance, we must focus on fostering an environment of continuous learning and adaptability. Lastly, we must establish regulations and ethical frameworks that promote innovation while protecting rights and privacy of individuals. Striking the right balance is critical to ensure the responsible use of technology in a pursuit of economic progress. In conclusion, therefore, the digital age is a transformative era that offers unparalleled potential for fostering economic progress. However, to realize this potential, we must be proactive in addressing the challenges it poses. 1, by investing in education. Number 2, by embracing innovation. Number 3, by promoting digital inclusivity. And number 4, by adopting responsible governance. We have to leverage on the digital age to drive economic growth and create a brighter and more prosperous future for all of us. Otherwise, thank you so much and be blessed.
Another round of applause to... Now, who are you clapping to? I had not even finished my statement. Let us thank Office of the Public Relations for leading that part. A clap for that office, Dr. White. Let us thank Dr. Joyce Ngure. Let us thank Dr. Elisha Ogada. Let us thank the Office of the DVC. And let us clap for ourselves for staying this long. So we are going to award some of our speakers, and then we'll have a few panel discussions. But before that, I would like to call upon the choir to give us a presentation so that our guests also experience something good from the only university along the equator. Yeah? As the choir comes up, let us remember the hashtags for the day. Hashtag Warua Kidala, hashtag Kesa, hashtag National Debate. And at the end of the day, we'll be awarding those of us who have kept the online engagement moving. And also, let us remember to tag Kesa on all the social media platforms as we post. So our hashtags for the day, hashtag Kesa, hashtag National Debate, hashtag Warua Kidala. And also, we are still live on Maseno TV. Let us appreciate all the media people that are here to capture these moments. Very nice, very nice. Also, let us recognize our partners. We have ACCA, a round of applause to them. We have ABSA, a round of applause to them. We have DTE Consultancy and CASNEB. Najua tumechoka, lunch is around the corner, don't worry. Just be a bit energetic. Let's be a bit energetic. To our guests, there's something you are doing in the morning. Yeah? Those of you who have come right now, put your right index finger here. Our guests, this is for you. Nilikuja late kama tushafanya. So the assignment is for you as the choir lines. Put your right index finger here. The left here. The left right, the left. Right index finger on the nose. Left index finger on the right here, sorry. Left index finger on the right finger. Guys, let us remind ourselves, which is your right finger? This is the right index finger, and this is the left index finger. So the right index finger on the right on the nose. Left index finger on your right ear. Now switch them. Switch them. Ile zawadi ya chief guest ni kama itabidi tumeenda nayo kidogo. So the choir, the floor is yours. Then we'll have some awards, and then we continue with the program.
Bolingo e kina
They deserve a better clap. Wapigie makofi tena. Thank you. So we'd like to take this opportunity to appreciate our guests for taking the time to be here with us and sharing their words of wisdom with us. So I'd call upon Victor to present the gifts. Sorry about that. So, Dr. Jay Sigure, Karibu, welcome to the stage. We have a small gift for you. And I'll call Victor to present that.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You should be motivated that we are progressing on near lunch. And you should also be motivated that you've learned more than the way you entered here. So good afternoon. Thank you. Actually, of the many things I can say, Dr. was calling me yesterday. He said, Victor, how far? Will I be late? I could see the enthusiasm in her words, even as she was coming here. We are very delighted and we are grateful. This is not even an award. This is just a small appreciation so that you keep on remembering us in everywhere you go. On behalf of the PS, tell the PS and the CS, we are very, very happy for honoring this invite. Let's appreciate Dr. Ring.
Thank you very much. The second award goes to Mr. Peter Biwott. Makofi kwake.
You guys should also know that Peter is a very, very busy man. I would love to open up his portfolio. There are things he cannot tell you, but I know about him. Part of the reasons why he missed in our first edition, you may not know, but he's a very busy man. He was telling me that this morning that he will commit to attending each and every event, and now we are devolving it into public lectures in the schools. So we are happy. And he spoke with a lot of passion. You see, it's for the first time, so this is on a lighter note, lakini ni ukweli. For the first time I saw Mr. Peter speaking, hadi akasweat. Truly, I've never seen him so, and I was seeing the stress on the words, you know, Waswahili wanasema anasisitiza each and every word. That is how important he finds this event. So we appreciate you, we can't thank you enough. Again, this is not even an award, this is just a remembrance that you keep on having us at that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The next award goes to the DVC, who will be receiving it on behalf of the VC. Karibu. Makofi kwake.
Thanks. I think for the first time I have met a dad who's told me from here he's living to county number 48. Who knows county number 48? If you know there is an award, mi amenipea yangu. Which one? No, Kuria is not county 48. Which one? County? Kuria. Has it been gazetted? You see, he's saying 20. So, they've already speculated. The doctor is being a good economy projected. Look, we are very happy for the reception. Of course, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Nyabundi, we are so delighted that you found it to host us here and host this multitude of students who are looking up to you. We are very, very grateful. Thank you so much. Let's appreciate Dr. Eric.
Thank you. And then the final gift for this session will go to Dr. Elisha Ogada, our keynote speaker. A round of applause for him as well.
Dr. You see, I smile every time I see Dr. Ari. Okay? So we have a long history together. Maybe it is very, very important to note that Dr. Elisha is my own personal father and mentor. Okay. So over and above supporting me in a few things, he's also supporting the association through me. How kind is that? Can we appreciate Dr. Elisha? For the records, and this is for the records. When I was choosing my courses, he's the one that told me now, that work economics up and statistics. So if not for him, ningekuwa nafanya bachelor of all-round student, being around. Yeah? Being around. Unajua being around? Because I know maybe our senior guests may not know being around. Bachelor of BA, you know BA. I'm not saying BA is bad, that is on a lighter note. We say being around, Bachelor of Arts. So look, we are so happy. If he tells you how many things he's cancelled today, even board meetings. He's a board member in other very senior tertiary institutions. He's cancelled them. He had defends us to do his counsel. And look, I am very honored, and we are very honored. I hope you've learned something from him. I really hope. If you've not, I don't know. I don't know what you learned from. He speaks with a lot of passion, does he? Does he? So Dr. thank you very, very much. And gladly, all the guests that are here have committed, including our guest representative, Dr. Joyce, that they'll be here till the awarding ceremony. So maybe, I'm only saying maybe, the awards might go higher than what we have. Maybe. So Doc, thank you very, very much. Again, this is not an award. This is something just to keep you having us in mind. Yeah, so happy, and I'm so happy. Asante sana. Let's appreciate Dr. Reef.
If you cannot smile, if you cannot clap, smile. So thank you to our speakers, and thank you to the KESO executive for finding it in your hearts to have that token of appreciation. Okay. So as we all know, the debaters are having their preliminary. That one. There are breakout rooms that are going on. My ancestors are working. Kuna hiyo R na L zitani confused. So the PS at the DVC and some of our guests will be going to the breakout rooms to see what is going on there. But in the meantime, we are going to have a panel discussion. The first panel discussion is about how technology has impacted different industrial sectors. And some of our panelists will be Alvin Mokaya, there's Sami Yatoli, and there's Corazon Musungu. So as our panelists prepare to make their way here, I'd also like to recognize our partners once again. We have ACCA, we have APSA, we have DTE Consultancy, and we have CASNEP. So as our panelists prepare, kindly let's give our guests some time to go and see what is happening in the breakout rooms. So let us also set up. As we set up, and our guests go to see what is happening in the breakout rooms. And a reminder, our hashtags for the day are #WaraKidala, #Kesa, and #National Debate. At the end of the day, there will be an award for those who would have had the most online engagements using our hashtags. Our social media handles are for Twitter at Kesa_Kenya. For Instagram, there's Kesa_Econ. For Facebook, there's Kenya Economic Students Association page. As we set up for the panel, let us have some 1 or 2 songs. I would like to recognize the institutions that are present. We have Laikipia University, we have Moi University, we have University of Eldoret, Chuka University, Masinde Muliro University, University of Nairobi, Catholic University of Eastern Africa, Kabarak University, Multimedia University, Jomo Kenyatta University, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University, University of Kabianga, and Machakos University. So, DJ tunaweza endelea. Don't leave, we're having a panel discussion right now. discussion right now. We ain't leaving. We're almost breaking for lunch. But we first have a panel discussion. Kindly, let us have our seats. We're having a discussion right now. Those who are leaving, those who are outside, you're having a panel discussion right now. And we also have Kirinyaga University and Karatina University. I'm sorry for not mentioning that.
Kadri tunavyoendelea basi kumbuka kwamba Maseno TV tuko live na unaweza ukatufollow. Maseno TV tuko live, unaweza ukatufollow. Asante.
Check 1 2, check mic test, check 1 2, 1 2, check. Check 1 2, 1 2, check 1 2.
Thank you for the music. Thank you for the music. So I'd like to call upon our panelists who will introduce themselves and we'll get to hear from them. So the first panel is going to talk about how technology has impacted different industrial sectors. And I'd like to introduce them. Alvin Mokaya, a round of applause for him as he comes. We also have Sami Atuli, a round of applause for him. We have Steve Oluoch, a round of applause for him. And we have Corazon Musungu, a round of applause for her. So this panel discussion is going to be my ancestors. This panel discussion is going to be moderated by Victor, our very able Mr. President.
Thank you very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I pity those who walked out. Well, they may miss a lot. Let me tell you something. The journey of leadership for myself has not been any easy, but I learn. And my main inspiration is always to listen. And actually, the beauty of panels is that we even take questions from the audience. So there's a time I asked a question and I think it really sat well with that guest. And they asked me, what solution would you provide to this question that you asked? All right? And when I told them what I thought at that time, I think it really resonated well with them. And further the discussion. Okay, thank you. Maybe we can see if the other mics are working for the guests. We'd appreciate that. So what was I telling you? Be proactive in learning. Look, there is really no shortcut to anything. That's the truth. As much as we have stories of shortcut and making it in different ways, the gentlemen and ladies seated here, and even those seated in the front seat most especially, if you really get time to interact with them at personal levels, that is why they're here today. They'll tell you that maybe their journey has been the longest. That should act as an inspiration to you. Without wasting any much time, my name is Victor Kimwamu. I'll be moderating this panel. I'm the team leader at KESA, and I am delighted to see those who are patiently sitting to listen to us at this time. If I were you, if I'm seated behind, ningekuja nikae mahali hapa, so that other than anything, you see there is a beauty of a guest recognizing you. You say, I saw you, I saw you, I saw you. That is how the relationship starts to build itself. If I were you, all right? Ni vibaya kuibia mtu siri, but I have leaked a message for you. Now, my panel here is very able. We have Mr. Stephen Oluoch. Stephen Oluoch is an economist with D Foundation. If you know D Foundation, he's also a researcher, a freelance researcher, and also working with the D Foundation as an economist and researcher. A round of applause for Mr. Stephen. Thank you. We also have Mr. Sami. Mr. Sami is the assistant manager of Absa Bank, Kisumu. And he's in here, seated for the manager, Mr. Wesley Ngetich, and we are very delighted to have you, sir. A round of applause for Mr. Sami. Thank you. Next to Mr. Sami is Mr. Alvin. You can call him Christopher as well, or Mokaya. So his full name is Christopher Alvin Mokaya. Christopher is, he holds so many things. He wears so many hats. Among them all, he is the CEO and founder of Christopher Alvin Leadership Training and Consulting Center. A round of applause for Mr. Christopher. Let's just appreciate them well. Let's just appreciate them well. We also have, last but not least, the only lady in the panel. She smiles well, does she? I hope that you will learn from her. She's Corazon Musumu. Corazon is a senior data analyst and programmer with over 7 years of experience. And we are so delighted that she's formed and be part of us. A round of applause for Miss Corazon. And so we'll delve this right into it for the next 40 or so minutes. Maybe I'll start with Mr. Steven here. Mr. Steve, maybe we'd love to hear you. The first question we want to pose to you is, how has your journey been in a minute? Has it been easy? Has it been a rough one? And really, what has been your motivation to interact with technology? Thank you.
Thank you, Victor, and good afternoon, everyone. I would like to apologize to everyone for having arrived late. Actually, one of my qualities is being time conscious, and please do accept my apology. And just a point of correction, I worked at NDI. NDI stands for National Democratic Institute. It's an NGO based in Nairobi. So I worked there as a program assistant. Now, on to the topic of today. My journey with technology. I would say it's actually a trek. Basically, technology is everything. I think a month or so, I lost my phone and my laptop. And that is when I realized that indeed technology is very important. My journey with technology actually began when I was in campus. I joined first year in 2015. I studied at KU, econometrics, and that's when we had this common unit called ICT something. I don't know if it's still there. And now we were expected to go to computer lab with no prior background of computer knowledge or any ICT related knowledge. So I think that was the first point I came to interact with technology based, or rather ICT. And over the years, technology has proven to be something which is critical, which is part of our day-to-day lives. And I believe each and every one of us here has one way of, or in another way has interacted with technology and ICT. Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe Steve, you can tell us what part of technology, well, there is, of course, Twitter, LinkedIn, those are all technology, but the technology we're speaking about here, are you interacting with any, either statistical parts, maybe what side of technology?
Victor, I think I didn't want to speak a lot because I'm a guy who, I prefer taking a low key, but anyway. Currently, I'm doing my thesis, my master's thesis in econometrics, and my thesis actually revolves on quantifying the effect of ICT in agriculture. So I think that is something I'm currently working on, and nowadays even farming has been mechanized. So apart from interacting with ICT in social media, which I believe everyone here does, on my personal experience, on my journey, I still do things which are related to ICT. I'm also an analyst. I had Corazon is also an analyst, and of course in analysis we use a lot of statistical softwares which are technological based. So basically I believe that I answer the question.
So he's doing a research on the effects of ICT in agriculture. So he's really into it. Maybe I'll go to Corazon now. Corazon, thank you for creating time to be here. Maybe the first question I'd love to know is, why be in the field of data as a lady? The field of data is dominated by men, and mostly. What really inspires you to be there as a lady?
Hi everyone. So for me, I think I found myself in data by chance. So after finishing my high school at Venyore Girls, I think it's around here, when we went to choose courses for the university, my dad insisted that I need to do statistics. So I chose statistics to make him happy. And turns out it was the best choice. And one of the reasons I would say it is a choice that I will not regret, and even in my next life I will still choose to deal with data. It's because your work always speaks for yourself, and you get an opportunity to change lives through data. So what I do basically is I analyze clinical trials data. So before a drug is approved for the market, there's a lot of mathematics around it, and we are the people who are doing that. And it has taught me to use my sixth sense of being very critical, because in clinical trials, there is no room for error, because when a drug or a device, it determines a lot about people's well-being. Like if Panadol had an issue and you take maybe Panadol, you'll definitely, instead of becoming well, you'll become more sick. So it's one of those places where you are required to use your sixth sense, to the critical eye, to bring solutions to the world. Yeah, I hope I've answered the question.
All right. Wangapi tuko hapa juu ya wazazi? Amen. So there is a motivation. Maybe that which your parent pushed you to can be your motivation. You never know. The passion may just arise from nowhere. Now, maybe Corazon, just before I finally leave you, as a lady, we've heard of the many various and numerous challenges in the field of data. And well, I've not met very many lady analysts and statisticians. The other day, and it's still ongoing, DTE, one of our partners, are having the datathon. And if I look well, the lady mentees or mentors are very less. They're close to 2 or 3, somewhere thereabout. So maybe there are challenges. Would you love to share that with any lady who is maybe inspired by becoming an analyst or a programmer like yourself?
Okay, what I'd say is, for like data analysts, for you to thrive, you really have to invest in yourself and believe in yourself. And one of the challenges I've come across is the imposter syndrome. So where like, am I good enough? Because by the time when you start, so for us, we started work, 15 of us, and 10 of them were men, and they were really shining. So we felt like, wow, do we have an opportunity here? So what has worked for me, I have been able to invest more in myself by taking extra courses to just make me stand out and let my work speak for myself. Because as a woman, most of the time it's mostly believed that men are better, and we have also been made to believe that in some instances. And then also the other challenge I've come across is when you take a break from the career to attend to family, something like maternity, because I'm a mother of 1 son. So coming back to work after the 6 months, it was very tough, because people have moved, people have learned new things, people have won awards, and you are back, your brain, I think you have half your brain, and that makes you to put in extra effort to prove to your employer that even if I got 6 months where I was being paid, I have to show you that I can still deliver. But that has also helped me to stand out, and at least now I'm working for a global company, because I have managed to put more effort in the work that I do and make sure that my work speaks for itself. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We understand that everything good cannot miss any challenges, right? We all agree? Now, I'll come to Mr. Christopher. Chris, over time, we've had, X Leadership Center, Y Leadership Center. What makes your leadership center unique, and what do you do there?
All right. Good afternoon. Yeah, it's nice to see you. I know how hard and how difficult it is to concentrate over lunch hour, but we have to do this. Sometimes you sacrifice. I'm Christopher Alvin Mokaya. My journey in ICT started in way back in high school. I went to Dagoretti High School. I did my computer as a subject because then you had to choose all the way to Form 4. And then when I went to university to train at African Nazarene University, I combined business and computer, more of BBIT, but under the education banner. And then for my master's, I have done MBA in strategic management, still from this same university. But my thesis was on how, on what is the role of the e-business, electronic business strategy implementation on profit maximization. So I have focused on the aspect of electronic commerce and how that strategy can help companies have profit maximization, just to have a background of my academic journey as well. What I can say about leadership, you see, technology is an enabler. And for you, for example, I run Mokaya Leadership Consulting Center, and I also run Afromedia Big Data Communications, which is a research firm which is advising schools and companies on how to apply technology. For example, on the integration of ICT in learning, like courtesy of the competency-based curriculum. I'm currently advising various schools, including Hekima Hills in Kajiado County. And you must know how to apply this technology to give you results, because it's like a tool in your hand. Even if you're a security person and you're given a pistol to defend yourself against Al-Shabaab, if you do not know how to hold the pistol, you might end up shooting yourself. So technology is also a double-edged sword. If as a leader, and I also wear many hats, I'm a leadership coach, and besides that, I'm an emerging leader in this nation. Last year, my name was on the ballot in the neighboring county of Nyamira for the senatorial candidature. So I practice what I preach. But what I must say, look at all these leaders. We have talked about e-governance, electronic governance. And now on eCitizen portal, the government is talking about 5,000 services. But you see, also, there was a scare the other time that it was rumored that Sudan had hacked into the system of eCitizen. So you can imagine if they manage to compromise that data, how much risk all your ID numbers, all your phone numbers, all your emails, and all that data for the more than 20 million Kenyans on eCitizen is going to be compromised. And that calls for robust cybersecurity and data governance. So there has to be robust leadership and also legislation to give life to the implementation of this tech. But tech on its own is like you load a revolver and put it on the hand of a toddler. What they will do with it, you don't know. So technology, I believe, as a leader, has to be regulated, has to be legislated for, and has to be used in a meaningful, sustainable, and in a way that will give us results. If you talk about economics, how will it give results to solve the practical problems? For example, for you as students, how do you manage student debt with technology? How do you access meals with technology? How do you access affordable housing with technology? There are so many incentives in the developed world, but here it is another ballgame altogether. So also, before I forget, this is a message to those who are listening in government, that this technology that we are talking about, and I'm happy the current government has embraced the aspect of digital transformation, then the ministry in charge of ICT and information has to ensure that this technology is providing practical, tangible solutions to students, to workers, in every industry, because we are talking about the impact of technology on various industries. So it has to be impactful in a meaningful way, but how then can it happen? It has to be regulated, it has to be given a policy framework, and it has, those who are using it must be capacitated, give them capacity, build capacity for them, so that they know how to use it.
Thank you, Alvin. I think that's very, very deep and insightful, especially when it comes to governance and leadership. At times, what we, the young people, see does not reflect what we would want to do when we're in power. But the discrepancy is, when we get to power, most young people do even more worse than they saw when they were there. So I think that's fair enough, governance and leadership, and it's something that we'll come to. Maybe I'll now come to Sami here. It is needful to say that he's from Absa Bank. Is it? You can all see Absa Bank. So the finance banking sector is also here. Now, Sami, Absa Bank is working this program called the Ready to Work, and that is where I want us to start from. The Ready to Work program, and we as KESA have seen what Ready to Work is, and then most of us say may or may have not interacted with the Ready to Work program. I ask this question because it interests me and the people in this room. Maybe Sami, you can open with us by telling us what this Ready to Work is, what Absa Bank is doing, and how it is impactful as in the digital era to transform the youths through such a program. Just in a nutshell, maybe 3 minutes.
Thank you, Victor. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You saw in the morning there's a common word, comrade power. Maybe it can energize. Comrade power. Comrade power. Where is the power? Amarija. We are almost there.
Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Sami Yatoli, the Assistant Branch Manager, Kisumu Branch. Thank you for the welcome to the KESA Forum. My manager basically was to attend, but due to unavoidable circumstances, I have to come and represent him. I'm here with my colleague Jackson. I'm glad to be here. I've enjoyed the session from the time I came in. I've learned a lot, good speakers and good audience also. Yeah, good students. Thank you for this forum. The economics students, economics is the thing that drives the country. We are in the right place. I like the topic, how the transformation is taking place all around, including here. I'm representing the finance sector, specifically the banking. We've seen a great transformation, which I have to highlight before I come to your question. Indeed, there's been a great transformation in the banking industry. I'm sure most of us here, we do interact with the banking halls when you come to do your banking, to get your help loans or school fees. Life is easy, isn't it? We enjoy the banking and so on. But to come to that journey, it has taken the investment, infrastructural investment in technology from very far. I remember, Victor, the first phone I had was when I was in second year. I don't think you were born then. It was a Nokia 33. If you ever had a Nokia 33, buying a SIM card alone was 2,500. A SIM card. Right now is how much? It's now free. The Nokia 33 was a very good phone with a particular tone. And having that phone then, it was the in thing. Right now we have the smartphones, things, technology, artificial intelligence is taking place and replacing all human capabilities to the machine. They have the learning capabilities to do what we humans can do. And the same is applying to the finance industry. We have seen that transformation from the banking sector, where we make the experience very good for you as you come to enjoy your banking experience, right from onboarding, account opening process, up to the end. The other day, I think the other week, there was a student from here, I have to mention this, who was trying to open an account at 10 p.m. He had a very good experience, but when it came to us for approval to account to be active, we had to decline and invite the student to come over because of some technical issues. Being, he was able to open the account from your phone. You're uploading your details, your ID, your photo. Then he forgot he was in his hostel.
Maybe how then do we do that account opening in the phone? Maybe some of us can try just before the panel session. Where do we go to? Is there any app we look at?
Of course, it's an app. If you just Google Absa Bank, you go, you find the app for opening the account. That one you go to the session later. You can try as we go on. But what I was saying, your comrade was trying to open the account. He did perfectly end to end. Things were okay, the dishes were very good. Apart from one thing, the photo he was putting, he forgot he was in a hostel. He was relaxing, anashati. Now he was taking a selfie. So we told him, nah, this one, surely. Everybody will be seeing you half naked. We will not proceed with this one. Please come and open the account. That's on a light note. We've seen that transformation so far in the banking industry, where we've moved away from previously, where by the way, Absa being the first bank in Kenya came in 1910. To date, we have seen that transformation in the technology. If you ask our senior citizens here, they'll tell you the first experience in banking, you used to walk with a card, a booklet. It was a book. I don't know, you had an experience? Maybe. You go to a bank, you have to queue. Everything is manual from end to end. Then if it's a check clearing, maybe from one bank to another, so you bank your check, the bank has to carry the physical check to another bank to do the confirmation and so on. That was the experience. Right now, it is seamless. You bring the check, we swipe the check, the image is transported electronically, instant across banks, be able to clear the checks, be able to clear funds transfers, be able to clear everything instant, all because of technology. And as a bank, just like the telecommunication industry, I think is one area that has seen the greatest evolvement in terms of technology. Even up to date, we are still struggling with the issue of account remediation because of accounts that were opened before the advancement in technology. It's now where we have moved so much in terms of robotics, so we have to merge them to have them come to at par to meet those requirements for our clients. Absa Bank has partnered so much and so well with the KESA. I'm sure Victor is very much aware. Very many of your sessions, including the recently one was in Kabianga. Yeah, we were there. We do our awareness program called Ready to Work. Ready to Work is a program that we run with the institutions, learners. You know, you've been going through a learning process right from the time you began in nursery. Now you are at a point you are being released to the marketplace. What are you going to do there? How prepared are you? You've had the learning experience in the classroom, but now we are exposing you to the market environment, the work environment. What you expect, what you will find out from there, and it is a program that we have a link also, where you simply log in and you have all the material that you may require to know as you go out to seek for jobs, self-employment, and everything else. The materials are all there in the Ready to Work program. Just to highlight, so that we may come apart. I don't know how many minutes I have.
on the Ready to Work program?
Yes.
We can just come back on the details, finer details in just a few. Okay. Maybe now I want to maybe take ask one round of questions, so we take questions from the audience. And now we will, of course, have the next speaker then go for lunch. Now, maybe I'll come back to Steve. Steve, there is a notion that things to do with the sector of technology are very hard. You know, when it comes to data analytics, programming, statistics. Only if we can take a tally here of the students taking statistics and are currently enrolled in other side courses, for example, SPSS, data, and whatnot, and the people who will pursue this further, there is a huge discrepancy. So, what is the secret to making the data and digital world easy to use?
Wow, thank you for the question, Victor. And I think the same way when we were in high school, actually students preferred biology to physics and chemistry. But in real sense, physics was the easiest, followed by chemistry, then biology. So I think it's just the mentality. And just to mention, on Tuesday I was in a certain event with the Institute of Social Accountability in Nairobi. Of course, I'm an economist, so I must talk about economics. And we were discussing actually the public debt and the debt privatization committee. And one of the concerns I raised, because currently I'm a finalist in my master's studies, and one of the questions I raised, and I posed to them, like, these organizations, why don't you incorporate students in your activities? Basically, because if you look at the history of Kenya, those who brought liberation, all those who fought for political liberation were university students. You can name them, you know them. And then the focus was on political liberation, and they forgot about economic liberation. And now the challenge I posed to them, why don't they incorporate university students? And the answer they gave me, they say like, the students we produce in our universities don't have the ability to understand. And I agreed with them because I considered myself, when I finished my undergraduate economics, and right now I even don't consider myself an economist because I've met people who feel like you don't know anything in economics. So they say that we students, whenever we come to university, do the theory part, you go outside, you meet different things. Fast forward, when I was an undergraduate, I did Stata, SPSS, Python, and a bit of R. Those are actually data analysis packages. And when I journeyed now to the outside world, I realized that whatever I was learning in class was completely different to what you meet outside. And now back to your question, Victor. For someone to overcome these challenges and this notion of these things being difficult, it is critical that we should have background knowledge, of course, but you must also have an open mind, knowing that whatever you learned in class, whatever you did, that one was just from a background. Whenever you step outside, you now meet a different things altogether. And actually, Karazan will agree with me, when now you go even to treasury data, and now you call yourself data analyst, and someone gives you like, they want analysis of Kenyan debt maybe from 1980. Where do we start? How do we even make that data finer? So I think that incorporation, that integration from academics to real world experience is very critical. And I think that is where we should head as students, as young people, and as the future generation. Thank you.
Okay, so we should have open mind as we pursue this field of data, the field of digital and technology. Thank you very much. Maybe I'll go to Alvin, just briefly, Alvin. And because of time, we appreciate that you are very patient with us. Maybe Alvin, because of time, where do you see the future of technology as far as the youths are concerned?
All right. You have embraced technology, and we have embraced, because I can say I'm a young person myself. The next thing is, after embracing technology, your attitude will determine how far you'll go, or as they say, your attitude determines your altitude. So the rise of technology and the advancement of technology within the youth demographic will depend on your attitude. And as Stephen has said, if you just learn the theory in class, I can tell you for sure, and I don't want to miss words, the most threatened demographic in the job market right now is a young university graduate who just got out of his graduation gown a few months ago and thinks the world is ready for him to work. As speaker earlier said, if you are not able to match the skills in the market, and for technology, it is evolving very dynamically. What we are talking about today, next week in the tech world, will be obsolete. So what can I recommend for you? For you to be relevant, do as much short courses. Go to Udemy, go to Coursera, go to all these MOOCs online. And I'm happy that Kenya, courtesy of Concert Technopolis, has now initiated the Open University of Kenya. I think that is a kind of revolutionary shift in the way we uptake learning. You don't have to go to that physical classroom, but you can sign up for those courses online and uptake them. So you must practice and be ready to go with the trends in the market. Even the social media that we love as the young people, what was relevant last year is not what is relevant now. You might be surprised that TikTok might not last for long. But what are you doing? What are you doing with that TikTok?
Yeah.
What are you doing with that Facebook? Yeah?
Thanks, and thanks, Christopher, for that. There is something that has stood out that you must then go out there and really do that which matches the skill in the corporate. Did you guys know that there is a bill in the Senate to scrap off TikTok from the Kenyan market? You know that the bill? Do you support? If you support, say aye.
No, they are watching. Tell them, speak truth to power. And this is how you waste such forums.
See, we are live here.
Yeah, we are live. So do you support it? Do you support it? So the young people have said from Maseno University, they do not support the scrapping of TikTok, because if you ask me, it's a platform. Now, what you do with a platform, it is upon you. So it is the TikTok is not the problem, it's the content. Okay. So post the right content.
All right. How many support the scrapping off of TikTok? Okay, najua mwezi inua mkono. Aya, you can stamp your feet. Oh, tuko na mashabiki. Nice. Thank you. And maybe Corazon, I'll get to you, and maybe a final question for Coro and then Sami. Corazon, the field of data and the challenges and your motivation, you've mentioned the challenges and why you're there. Maybe what then is your word of advice to a young lady, a young gentleman wanting to pursue the same field as you are, and maybe as you advise them, what is your motivation? In the meantime, you can prepare your questions. We'll take just 3 questions. All right, Corazon?
Okay, thank you. Just to add on what everyone else has said, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, and when you take the extra courses from the various universities and online platforms, you need to have a place where you track your work. So let's say today you've learned about Excel, because as economists, I think Excel is one of those things you cannot run away from. So maybe let's say you've learned something about financial modeling. It's very easy to forget what you have learned in class, and it's not every day that you'll come across the data to keep refreshing your knowledge in the same. So there are various platforms where you can just be slowly building them, like something you have worked on. So maybe even if you're called for an interview, you have something to show off, because most people will ask you how many years of experience do you have, or what have you done so far. At least when you have something to show, you can stand out of the rest. So we have platforms like GitHub where you can just, or LinkedIn where you can just show that you are not fresh. You have experience in these fields. And my motivation is to see more ladies in data, and we run the world, and I hope to see you. Please reach out to me if you need closer guidance as a mentor. I'll be very happy to assist.
All right, thank you. Maybe before Sami comes in, can I see by show of hands the question so that our marketing director would, anybody with a question? All right, I can see a number of hands. All right, thank you. Now, Sami, what really does Ready to Work offer? Maybe you can now break it down to us with regards to the type of courses that are there, maybe in the shortest possible time, 2 minutes at most, then we'll be very happy to understand. Thank you. And how can we access this Ready to Work?
Thank you, Victor. Ready to Work is a program by Absa Bank. Anyone can access it. The content, the material, everything, we even have assessment, has no cost. It takes you through a journey, and at the end of the course, your skills will be sharpened, I can assure you. Very easy to access. Simply go and Google Absa Bank Ready to Work. Just like that. Absa Bank Ready to Work. Or you can simply Google Ready to Work. Of course, Google will give you a number of options. You see Absa Bank Ready to Work. Then you'll be required to now register. Of course, you'll have your sign-in username and password for you to access. Once you have that, you'll go through the material, a lot of content. Very exciting, simplified for you to understand. What is entailed there, I'll just summarize. About 4, we are taking you through people skills. We'll take you through work skills. We'll take you through entrepreneurial skills, and also, of course, money skills. People skills, work skills, entrepreneurial skills, and money skills. Just to 1 minute to explain, briefly, just people skills. For people skills, what we are talking about generally is understanding, for example, your emotional intelligence. When you come out there, emotional intelligence plays a big role. I had one of the speakers here mention this, and it's key. Emotional intelligence, which allows you to behave professionally and with confidence. It gives you the ability to identify what you are feeling, what the other person is feeling, and also to manage your emotions according to the situation. Under people skills, we also take you through effective communication. When you come out there, if you're not able to communicate, it will be difficult for you to find yourself in the marketplace, whether in the job market or even in the self-employment. So we teach you the difference between hearing and listening. Do you know there's a difference? Hearing and listening. Hearing comes automatically. We are all given the ability to hear. And listening takes an extra step. You have to have the concentration, you have to purpose to listen to what you are hearing. We teach you also on communication, what makes people to listen, and tips on how to engage with other people. You will find that material there. I'm just breaking it down, but it's quite a whole lot of it. Also, under people skills, we teach you about effective people skills. This one includes working well with others. We teach you how to work well with others. This includes communication, connection, how you are supposed to connect with others, empathy, patience, sense of humor, all those, you'll find in those materials. That is under people skills. Work skills, we take you through the realities. I had one of his parents say here about you are prepared here, when you get out, you think you'll get the job automatic. No. Is the market waiting for you? So there's some of the realities that will make you, will wake up your senses. What are the realities? That whatever your skills are, these are some of the realities of the landing the job in the job market. One, just be open to many options as you go out. There are many options, you know them. Two, you may need to go down some of the interesting routes, like contract jobs. We have casual jobs, short-term jobs, work experience, all those. So you be open. We teach you, now we take you through all those kinds of jobs and how they are. Also, you prepare you to face dead ends. Dead ends means that you get out there and it will be normal for you to face rejection. You have a brilliant idea, but you face rejection. So how do you handle that rejection when you're out there? Also, we keep your path flexible.
All right.
Yes.
So just to cut you short, we can give this challenge. We don't want our guests to really highlight everything in the Ready to Work program, okay? By the time that we get to the awarding ceremony, if you will be in a position to say what the Ready to Work program is, some of the courses that are found in there, then you as well stand a chance to get something for the partnership that APSA is bringing, all right? So that is a good challenge we are giving you, just because of time, but it's a beneficial challenge. So ladies and gentlemen, there were questions. Let me see by show of hands. Yeah, I can only see 2 on that side, 3. Actually 3. Then there is 1 on this side. So we'll, because of time, and I'm not saying the other 3 questions are not important, please write them down, then forward them to us because of time, all right? Then we see what we can do. We'll only take 1. Make it as brief as possible. You can introduce yourself with the university you come from.
Okay, thank you so much, Victor, for the opportunity, and the panelists for the insights. I'm so grateful. My name is Grace Kabaka from Karatina University, and I'm grateful to be here. My question goes to Mr. Sami from APSA. You mentioned something to do with the displacement of jobs in the job market due to the AI, or artificial intelligence, and my question is, how do you see the role of automation and artificial intelligence shaping the future of labor markets, or rather the potential consequences for job displacement and creation? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Again, because of time, Mr. Sami will answer this in a minute. I know it will not fully answer that, but it's a conversation we want to keep having, all right? Mr. Sami, I think you can take note of Grace. If she approaches you to answer the question, I hope you can. For the rest that having the questions, please note them down. Sami, you have like 45 seconds for time.
I respond,
Yes.
Thank you. I forgot the name.
Grace.
Grace. Grace, thank you for the question. It is true. It's a reality. It's happening in the industry. Those are some of the things we need to expect in the marketplace, especially in the banking industry. Technology. As I mentioned earlier, if you go to the banking hall the earlier years and you go now, you find a great difference. Previously, you will see so many tellers, so many bankers seated waiting for use. Is that the case? Right now, the number is reduced. Where has it gone to? The artificial intelligence. Across the industry, focusing on online transactions is moving away customers from the banking hall to the digital platform. That's a reality. 2, processes and integration in the workplace. Also taking the digital direction, robotics taking place. You come to apply for a loan that had to go through manual credit scoring, human intervention. Right now it's fed in the system, calculates everything end to end, and you have your loan in hours. It's a reality which affects departments, many departments coming back to merge. When they merge, it renders some jobs irrelevant because of the merging, because of automation, and also you don't have to come to work. We say you now work from home. You're able to work from anywhere. That's the beauty of technology. It has reason for that. Apart from the job reduction as you're putting it, there are many, many, many more benefits of technology. Thank you. We look at the positive and not the negative. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. We may not. Just allow us put a pause here. We are not putting a full stop. Just allow us put a pause here so that we proceed on with this discussion after this. Right about now, we want to appreciate the panelists. Remember that Mr. Steve has something to add on, Sammy has something to add on, Mr. Alvin has something. Corazon said you reach out. Now, as if that's not enough, today you are at liberty to reach out to them in person, all right? Depends on how well you convince them to share your contact. Our panelists, I would not advise that you just give out your contacts. Let them convince you why they need them. If they do, Dr. Ogada mentioned communication. If you are to leave the university with nothing, please leave with proper communication skills. Thank you very, very, very much. You can forward your questions, then we'll pick them up after this. Right about now, I want to allow our panel to take a seat. Not ideally take a seat, but I'll just request you to walk outside as we walk into another session, including our guest here. And let's appreciate them as they... Thank you so much. All right, thank you very much. Let's appreciate them one last time again. Thank you. Right about now, we are headed for lunch. After lunch, we'll have the semis and finals. But before the semis and finals, we'll have two partners, ACCA and DTE, say a word or two to us. It's very critical. But before we break to the lunchtime, we are also going to invite Mr. Eric. Eric, you're here. Eric is a narrator. He's going to send us off to lunch. After Eric is done, ladies and gentlemen, we request, again, we accept that we are time bad, but by latest 3 p.m., latest, let us be seated back. Let us appreciate Eric as he comes and sends us to a lunch break. Asante.
Wait. Now, wait. What? Hello, ladies and others. Welcome to Rekebisha High School, where students sit for a general exams after every 4 years. And so, good people, after toiling and moiling at Rekebisha High School for 4 good years, it was time for us to sit for our general exams. In all honesty, we were not prepared for the exams. To make matters worse, our school principal appointed Mr. Wakimani to invigilate the exams. Mr. Wakimani was a very tough teacher. In fact, his own shadow stood 100 meters behind him. His word was always final. And so, when he said that no student would be able to cheat in the general exams, we took it so seriously. Usiibe mtihani, wewe utafungwa jela. But for us, we were determined to pass the exams our own way. After all, we had entered toilets written, ladies only. And on the day of the exams, we rushed to the exam room. Just at the door, we were thoroughly searched here and there, especially there. The police guarding the exams were even more than the registered candidates. In the exam room, things were others. Mr. Wakimani had rearranged our sitting position. Something that he knew would affect our grades after receiving our exam papers. I looked at question number 1. What? A force is an interaction between two bodies. Discuss. I skipped question number 1 and went to question number which read, using your answer in question number 1. Give an example of a force. Judge over. I looked outside, saw the mini police guarding the exams, and I wrote police force. With nowhere to copy from, we excused ourselves to the latrine where we had written all our notes on the toilet walls. Wah! Mr. Wakimani had repainted the toilet walls and all our notes were gone. We went back to the exam room, sat, looked up for inspiration, down in desperation, said for confirmation, but nothing happened. It was now clear to us that Mr. Wakimani had made cheating impossible. After the exams, we had our index number 1 agreeing with other students that the answer to question number 10 was 32%. Yet I wrote Africa as my answer. Out of anger, we gathered behind our school dormitories in the evening, lit a big fire, yelled and burned all our books. Choma Kemia, Choma, Historia, Choma, Biologia, Choma. Napi, Wachabona. We then took our phones, made a video insulting our invigilator for not allowing us to cheat in the general exams. We then uploaded the video on Facebook. After some time, someone by the name Nobody liked your video. The notification read, Nobody liked your video. We checked Nobody's profile and realized it was our school principal, Mr. Orezo. We tried deleting the video, but someone had already shared the video. We tried deleting the share. Hey. But Kilimani's mom had posted the video. We were not trending on Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, and even Snapchat too. We had no other option but to sneak out of school. Now, out of school, we were to board Matatu number 22. But since Matatu number 22 was unavailable, we decided to board Matatu number 11 twice. In the Matatu, everyone who watched the video instantly recognized us and took us back to school. Our school principal interrogated our case and gave us a serious lecture. He then handed us our examination results. The marks that were scored were more painful than corporal punishment. In short, we had not scored marks above our age in all the subjects combined, and that is why we are now Form 5 in a Form 4 thing, narrating to you. You are not only them, but all of you, my true life story. And by the way, if you want to be a real economist, don't cheat in the exam, and of course, don't cheat on your wife.
Thank you. Wapi makofi yake? Makofi yake mengi. Aya. Wapi faithful men? Okay, how many men are faithful? Hapa. Our cheat on their wives. Angalia mtu umekaa karibu na yeye. Mimi sijasema. Twende. How many faithful men are here? Faithful men? Sisi wengine kuna wajao wanapima mitambo hapa pale na kule. Aya, those who paid for VIP, those who paid for VIP class, I'm requesting you usonge pole hapo nje. You will go with Paul ni yule amesimama pale, atawapeleka mahali mzuri. For those who paid for VIP, tuinuke hivi. Au amekaa hapa yani. Aya, tuko sawa? So, hello? Si masaa ya kukula? I'm advised kwamba nisisimame sana hapa na lunch. Si ndio? Ukienda hii barabara vizuri, unaenda School of Business and Economics. Si tunajua huku? Aya, kama ujui, shika mtu mkono mwenye anajua huku. Na kama umekuja peke yako, at least ushike mtu wa opposite gender. Hii mambo ya LGBTQ hatutaki. Ushike mmoja. Muende hivi, kuna mess, student mess ziko hilo pande, tufurahishe tumbo kidogo. Alafu turudi for semi-finals and finals. Sini sawa sawa? Aya, thank you so much. Thank you so much, we really appreciate it.
Kamu nak interview. Ah, udah. Gila lama.